many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. Even myself, I covered President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo.
Yes, and how long has the war been going? And a friend of mine who's very much involved said 30 years. That was actually, it's the biggest war on the planet since World War II.
You do think that that is the main reason why the United States has been so interested in brokering this deal, because Congo is so rich in rare minerals?
All right, let's get at it. Let's get to it. You may have seen this over the weekend. Donald Trump brokering a deal between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda. I didn't realize it, but they had been going to war and going at each other for quite some time. And most of you probably saw it, of course. And it's a big deal. It's a fantastic deal. For a couple of reasons. One, it's dealing with the continent of Africa. You very rarely hear anybody talk about the wars and conflicts and the disruptions that are going on the continent. And for Donald Trump to quietly and respectfully broker a deal that looks like it may very well stick. Lord willing, it will stick. And these people will see peace that they haven't seen in 3 decades, 4 decades probably, if not longer. That's kind of crazy, right? So you have that, and it didn't get a lot of fanfare, didn't get a lot of push. So I just want to talk about it today. So we're going to pull in real quick and look at what happened. Get your thoughts and opinions. If you don't mind, let me know down in the comments what you think about this. Are you for this type of peace deal? The president working and trying to broker peace with conflict with countries that are conflicting with one another without sending resources, without doing all this hoopla, just trying to get a deal worked out. Are you for that? And of course, if you don't mind, like this video. Let me know what you think about it by liking the video. Thanks so much. Let's bring this in and let's get at it.
The Democratic Republic of Congo signed a U.S. brokered peace agreement on Friday, raising hopes for an end to fighting that has killed thousands and displaced hundreds of thousands more this year.
This is an important moment.
The two African countries' foreign ministers, alongside U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, signed the agreement in Washington. It pledged to implement a 2024 deal that would see Rwandan troops withdraw from eastern Congo within 90 days, according to a provisional agreement seen by Reuters. Congo Foreign Minister Therese Kayikwamba Wagner said the agreement was signed with citizens in the East in mind.
Those who have suffered the most are watching. They are expecting this agreement to be respected, and we cannot fail them.
For the cause of peace.
The agreement marks a breakthrough in talks held by U.S. President Donald Trump's administration and aims to attract billions of dollars of Western investment to a region rich in minerals like cobalt and lithium. Trump said his administration will continue to work with all of the parties in the deal, and that there would be penalties if it is violated.
So as Caroline has mentioned, President, first of all, I want to let you know that I'm the only African reporter accredited here at the White House.
Wow.
And I cover for the entire continent. So I just arrived from Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, yesterday. I went to see firsthand how the people is feeling and the president's message, President Felix Tshisekedi, about this upcoming peace deal. And let me tell you firsthand what I've witnessed myself. I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that a president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a future, better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I covered President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country. Right. They never gave me any answer. And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people, they see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace, because he said you deserve, you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice. Boy, and that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. Okay? I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. So you covered Africa for a long time?
Yes,
Let me stop for a second. Shout out to 47. Shout out to 47. Y'all know you ain't lying. You know he ain't lying, so just stop acting like that. Stop clutching your pearls and just say, but what did he say? What did he honestly say that was inappropriate? Nothing. He's just saying a woman is beautiful. He said she has, and I think you all agree. What she said was very powerful. What she said was very, I had to say, almost emotional to hear these people saying that they want peace, and they're happy and thankful that Donald Trump is the one that's going to is working and brokering peace for them. Okay, all right. If you want to be upset about it, you go ahead. I'm over here celebrating with these people that they're going to see peace, that there will be children who will not be drugged into war and conflict and fighting potentially ever again. Is that not something to be excited about? Is that not, dare I say, something that's beautiful? So for her to say it, yeah, what she said is beautiful. Yeah, so get over it, people. Come on. Y'all just need to celebrate. Come on.
over 10 years.
Wow.
I cover even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great. Well, thank you. That's so nice that you said that. But today, the violence and destruction comes to an end, and the entire region begins a new chapter of hope and opportunity, harmony, prosperity, and peace. That's been a long time waiting. I said, how long has the war been going? And a friend of mine who's very much involved said 30 years, and at least 6 million people were killed during that period of time. It's incredible. And somebody said that was actually, it's the biggest war on the planet since World War II. In a few short months, we've now achieved peace between India and Pakistan, Israel and Iran, and the DRC and Rwanda, and a couple of others also. In the months and years ahead, my administration will continue to work closely with all of the parties in this deal and ensure the agreements are fully taken care of, and you're going to do what's in the agreement. We'll say you better do what's in that agreement, right? Because if somebody fails to do that, bad things happen. But I have a feeling that after 30 years, I think after 30 years, you're all set.
We are.
I think both of you have said that's enough, right?
That's enough. Yeah.
That's enough. You've seen it all.
We engaged with the two parties in early April, and within 3 weeks, they signed the Declaration of Principles. And now within about 2 months from that, we have signed today the final, this is actually the final peace agreement. You know, many people were wondering if this is preliminary. No, this is the actual final peace agreement that they've signed today.
Wow.
These are the actual agreements that were signed respectively by the foreign ministers of the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda earlier today, witnessed by Secretary Rubio. We've also prepared for you 2 letters. This is to President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, expressing your appreciation and congratulations for everything that's happened already, and of course inviting him to Washington for, as Dr. Bula said, what we hope will be the Washington Accords. And this is a
How do you get the job? The guy that hands Trump the agreements or executive orders and whatnot that he signs, that just seems like such a cool, what is that job called? If you know what it is, down in the comments. I just think that seems like such a cool job, man. I don't know why. I've always liked whatever that guy's job is, of just kind of explaining the treaties, explaining what it is that the president's going to sign. I always find that cool. Okay, shout out to that. Let's go.
A letter to President Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo, again congratulating him on settling this long-running war and inviting him to Washington, D.C. for the final conclusion of the agreement, hopefully soon.
But to my fellow Americans, this is really a celebratory moment. This is a big moment for our country, because under the president's leadership, we've taken what was 30 years of killing and war, the worst war in terms of death count since World War II, and now we're on a pathway to peace.
First of all, thank you and congratulations indeed for this remarkable milestone, which is putting an end to 30 years of conflict and of suffering, and which is redefining the perspectives that millions of Congolese and of citizens of the greater Great Lakes region will have. The second point is stay committed, stay on board. We need the United States to make sure that this agreement holds and that you hold us accountable. And the third point is, if you stay on board, I think there are so many perspectives that we can transform our partnerships through, and that can usher in an era of prosperity, of growth, and of shared bilateral relationships that go well beyond the challenges that we've shared together, and that can at least, or finally, focus on the potential and of the wealth that we can share. So again, our heartfelt gratitude to you on my behalf, but more importantly, on behalf of the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
There has been many mediation, facilitation in the past, but none of them succeeded. And we believe that it's because of your leadership and your steadfast commitment to this process, with also a new approach of economic integration, regional economic integration, which is important to allow Rwanda and DRC working together, because this is a very rich region with cross-border trade, with minerals, with natural wealth. So with the US standing side by side with Rwanda and DRC, we believe that we will achieve a long-time peace. And we also believe that, as my colleague from DRC stated, it's important for the United States to stay committed, because today we signed, but now we need to implement what we have signed in order to open this new era you were talking about of prosperity, so that we can reap the economic dividend of peace. So for this economic integration framework to be implemented, it's important for the US to accompany the parties to implement what we have signed, because in the past we have signed so many agreements that were not implemented. And we are really, we believe that with your leadership, with the involvement of the United States administration, we will reach that goal. So thank you very much, Mr. President.
So what
You know, I'm starting to really think that the issue is not that the other parties don't want peace and the other party doesn't want peace and doesn't want, sunshine and rainbows. I think they just hate Donald Trump so much that they can't see the benefit of having true leadership. I mean, these people are thankful, and it's kind of sad to think about. These people have been killing one another for better than 3 decades, if not longer. And now Donald Trump comes in here, works out a deal, gets them to sign it. They sound extremely hopeful that this will be the end of the conflict that's been going on. I had actually forgotten about it, man. That's so sad. But I'm just wondering, do you want peace, or do you just want to continue to keep hammering after Donald Trump and just whatever happens? Who cares? As long as we get Trump. It just seems really sad that this is the bargaining chip that this party would much rather see continue to stay on the board as long as we get Trump. It's wild. But let me bring this in. Let's finish this up. Shout out.
Does this plan, this peace agreement have in it? Well, we can see several bullet points if we have them. The main thing is territorial integrity, respecting that. Also, prohibiting the hostilities and the disengagement and disarmament of non-state armed groups. That's in theory. But the armed groups in question are saying we're not involved in this. So the question is, how will this be applied? And the DRC is hoping that the United States will help. And that's why, to get the help of the United States, because, it's easy to say that either country can participate, can help, can back these groups and needs to disarm them. It's difficult to do. And so they're hoping that this economic deal you were talking about, allowing the U.S. to invest in the minerals in DRC, and so having access to all of these minerals, well, this will push the Americans, will persuade the Americans to help the authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo to help dismantle these groups and to bring back security. That's the goal. But of course, everybody knows that these minerals is great for great resources for vehicles, electric vehicles, but also they're also some of the root causes of the conflict, with many groups trying to seize these minerals to fund their actions, their fighting, and all that violence. So yeah, it's extremely complicated, and some people criticizing the fact that that DRC will have to give up some of its own minerals, its riches, to other countries just for its security, and even to Rwanda, because it's a major security deal, and now we're having these various points, and so Rwanda would have some advantages there. So people in DRC have been criticizing this deal and saying that it's very opaque, and they but still the goal is to try and bring some security back.
Do you think that is the main reason why the United States has been so interested in brokering this deal, because Congo is so rich in rare minerals?
Absolutely. I mean, the Trump administration became very active on the situation in the Congo when the administration was approached by the advisor to the president, the Congolese president, Patrick Lumumba. Before that, I think for an American audience, they know that Trump spoke about the Congo negatively. They would say things as Congolese refugees coming into the U.S. Criminals. And there was even one time when he was asked about the Congo, he seemed to not know how to respond to that question. But now Trump has become an expert on the Congo, even hinting that he should get a Nobel Peace Prize for what he's doing in DRC and other parts of the world, right? So we know that the interest, even in the language, from Secretary Rubio to the advisor Bullos, and even for Trump, is that they will have access to billions of dollars of mineral resources. That's on the U.S. side. But
okay, and you're right. You're probably right. I'm sure we didn't just broker this deal because we just want to see two kids on the playground stop fighting. No, we want to get something out of it. And I don't think, and the Democratic Republic of Congo's representative even alluded to it, that there's going to be a financial benefit for everybody to play well together. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because the Congolese and Rwandan people and the people in that region are going to benefit from that influx of funds coming in, being properly used. Now we got to make sure it's properly distributed and so on and so forth, but they're not going to be harmed by it. That being the case, yes, it wasn't an altruistic, to tell the truth, it wasn't an altruistic, I'm just trying to do the right thing. But who thought that was, though? I don't know who would have thought it was, because let's just remember, if Trump was offered this opportunity within the first 6 months of him being president, am I to believe that no other president before had been offered an opportunity to do this? Why did they not do it? Why did they fail? Did they try and they failed? Come on, let's look at it. So because he was able to come in here and get the deal and make the deal work, let's be happy and celebrate that the deal has been pinned and it's going to work, rather than just try to nitpick about the fact that they want to get something out of it. Because I mean, if that be the case, then tell me what would you rather them have done? Let's go.
It's important to include the Congolese voice. I hope the world knows that on the ground, Congolese in the civil society organization and all across the country, even the miners in the Katanga province, have already called out this deal. He's saying that it did not include consultation of the people. This did not go into the Parliament of the Congo, the Senate. There was never a consultation of the Congolese to give away billions of dollars of our minerals. And that reminds us so much of the so-called Berlin Conference, where Africans saw the continent carved up and Congo given to King Leopold for the mineral resources. In 2025, we are witnessing again the control of Congo's mineral wealth for the fourth industrial revolution that's making modern day technology function without the voice of the Congolese. The Congolese are not engaged in that process. We're just finding out that the U.S. is going to get that. So it's important to know that the Congolese are not in support of that, and that for us, peace can only come through justice. And if it's not included, peace will be elusive for years to come.
Okay. And hey, I can respect that. I do kind of wonder, like, what do you mean by justice? I'm kind of wondering about that. Are you saying like you want us to come in and be the international police? Do you want people thrown in jail? What is justice? And what does that mean? What does that look like for you? But again, from where I'm sitting right here, it does look like this is a good thing. And I don't know if there's been other peace deals brokered. I don't see any that have been brokered and gotten this far down the track. So can we at least say, hey, we've gotten something that we've never had, that there are people who have never seen peace, and they are looking at the potential of peace in our region, in our country, like we've never had before. Can we not celebrate and give God glory and honor for that? Sure, we still want to keep our eyes on, trust and verify. We want to make sure everybody's behaving properly, held accountable. I like that they use that term. But we can also say, man, this is something, you know what? We're trying our best, as broken, flawed, and frail as we are, to broker peace in this time, in this day and age, so our children and our grandchildren can live in a different world. That's something to celebrate. And I want to know what you think about it. So down in the comments, let me know, what do you think about this? Prayerfully, this will really sink in, and maybe we really will see and hear of peace in this region, and the war that has gone on for 30 years will be in the rearview mirror. I really do believe that, and I'm praying to that end. So let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for liking the video. When you like these videos, it pushes it out. When you share it, it pushes it out to YouTube and say, hey, Jason's adding value, and we like that. And YouTube likes when you add value, so they keep pushing it out. So go ahead and make sure you comment, like, share, and of course, subscribe. We're getting closer to our goal of 50,000 subscribers. I'm looking forward to celebrating with you all real soon. So until then, everybody, I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace.